You're listening to Podketeers.
Welcome to episode 378 of Podketeers. This week, some Disney Plus shows score some well-deserved Emmys. We get a trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus series Hawkeye. We talk about the guest stars coming to the upcoming Muppets Haunted Mansion special. Plus, Andrew tells us about his recent trip to the parks for Oogie Boogie Bash. Remember that you can join the conversation over on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Just search for Podketeers. But we'd love to invite you to join our growing community on Discord. You can find an invite in the blog post for this episode at podketeers.com/378 or by visiting podketeers.com. Teamboat Willie pins are now available. Teamboat Willie is the official charity team of the Podketeers podcast, and we're participating in City of Hope's Walk for Hope event to raise money to help find a cure for women's cancers. How can you help? Well, there's a few ways actually. First off, if you purchase a limited edition Teamboat Willie pin, which there are only 100 of, by the way, we will donate $5 for every pin purchased to City of Hope for women's cancer research. If you're not big on pins, you can also just make a donation. I know that it sounds cliche, but every little bit does help. And finally, we would love for you to become a member of our team and help us raise money. More info on all of these options is available at teamboatwillie.com. The link is super easy to remember because it's just like Steamboat Willie, but without the S. And of course, before we kick this off, we'd like to take a moment to thank a very special group of people known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. As part of the FGP Squad family, you get some additional perks like exclusive discount codes for Podketeers gear, additional content like the Podketeers After Show, and access to our monthly happy hour calls, just to name a few. For more info on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to check out podketeers.com/FGP. And as always, a super special thank you goes out to the FGP Squad for their continued support. So it's time to get this thing rolling here. So thank you all for your support with the Teamboat Willie pin release. It's been very special to us. We hope that you enjoy them. Some of them are starting to get mailed out. If you have any questions about the pins, please feel free to reach out to us. We have some other stuff coming up to help us fundraise as well, so stay tuned on Instagram. If you're not following us, it's a great time to start. So here we go. Thanks for hanging out with us. Here is episode 378 of Podketeers.
I just flew in and boy are my arms tired.
Are they? How much clapping did you have to do, man?
Oh, just a little bit here or there, but it's, holding that steering wheel. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
So did you actually leave Sunday night or did you leave
Monday this morning?
Just today?
The Monday morning, yeah.
Oh,
recording
man.
on a Monday for behind the scenes stuff.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You're a trooper, man. That's a drive, and then to be sitting here, that's dedication.
Only 7 hours and 15-minute drive. It wasn't too bad.
Well, we thank you for being a part of the recording, man. I'd be asleep.
Yeah, you know what? This is fun. It's a little kind of like, wind down before I go to bed. I can talk about everything that happened this weekend,
Nice.
And all the fun stuff that happened all the last week. So that'll be good.
We're a snazzy non-alcoholic drink for your pleasure.
Well, nightcap.
We're like chocolate milk. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, I have to say that I definitely enjoyed all the posts that you were putting up during your trip this weekend to the park. So I definitely want to talk about all of that. A couple other things that I just want to talk about before I forget. I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody that's been ordering the Teamboat Willie pins. As you know, this is a project that we've been working on for quite some time, and for years I've been wanting to get this thing off of the ground. And we finally had the opportunity to do it. And I'll tell you the truth, I was nervous releasing a pin. It's something that we've never done before. I remember talking a lot about the Podketeers one. And then I thought, man, if we just do a Teamboat Willie one, it'll be great because we could sync it up to a campaign that we're doing and we can raise some money for an organization. And that's exactly what we're doing. And man, I'm overwhelmed. We haven't run out yet. We still have some of the 100 pins. Today was the first day that it was available to everyone. Over the weekend, it was exclusively available to the FGP Squad. So yeah, I mean, I hope that enough of them sell that we're able to give a substantial donation to City of Hope. We haven't really talked a lot about it, but we've had family members that sadly have suffered because of cancer, and we've lost some. And it's not just a disease that affects the person that's going through it. It also affects your family and friends because they see you going through it. It just sucks altogether. And if this brings us closer to finding a solution to this horrible disease, then great, because enough is enough. Cancer sucks, and we just want to get rid of it already. So thank you, everyone that's placed an order. Thank you in advance to everyone that's going to place an order. And we got a few other things coming up as well. Gavin has donated a piece that we're going to be auctioning off later this month as well. I'm super excited about that. You're going to be hearing about that in the next couple of weeks a little bit more. But yeah, as soon as we're done, I actually have to start packing up the pins and getting them ready to ship them off to their new homes, and making sure that I print out all the labels so that I can go drop them off at the post office. So I'm excited.
Yeah, one of those new homes is my house, and I'm excited for it.
I know. And one for Larry, too.
And one for Larry.
Yay.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure that you're following Gavin at Gavin Otteson Art. Unless I'm talking to him, then it's Gavin Otteson Art on Instagram. Make sure that you follow, because he's always posting some of the pieces that he's working on, and he's got a link to his Etsy, where he has a lot of great pieces that he's worked on during the years. As a matter of fact, on my wall, I have one of the pieces that he made for one of the D23 competitions, and it was a piece with Jack Skellington posing in the Pirates of the Caribbean scene where they have all of the gold, all of the treasures, and there are 50 different hidden items from around the parks in that, and that's hanging on my wall. So I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces that he's ever produced, and I'm happy that I have a chance to have it there. But man, so much to get to. Can we shift to Disney Plus a little bit, because we got the Hawkeye trailer today, and I definitely want to talk about the Hawkeye trailer, but can we send some congratulations to WandaVision? They won the Emmy for Outstanding Fantasy Sci-Fi Costumes filmed before a live studio audience. They also won the Emmy for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics. It was Agatha all along. Talk about an earworm. Also, Outstanding Production Design for a Narrative Program, half an hour. Some other shows like Black is King won Emmys for Outstanding Costumes for a Variety Nonfiction or Reality Program. Hamilton, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's this little off-Broadway show that's been happening. I don't know.
Just more awards.
It hasn't gotten a lot of press, but I mean, it got an Emmy somehow. Outstanding Technical Direction, Camera Work, Video Control for a Special. And have you both seen Hamilton?
Oh, yeah. Well, that version of it on Disney Plus, it's awesome.
Yo.
Yeah. I'm seeing it live in a couple weeks, actually.
Are
It's
you
coming to
really?
town.
Where are
Yeah.
you seeing it live?
Here in Sacramento, that's coming to town.
No way. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Original
So I'm
cast, or
excited.
who are you seeing it with? Do you know?
It's whoever's the tour cast is for West Coast, because they have multiple casts. So I know Broadway just opened up. I think it was last night or something like that. This past weekend. So everything's opening back up. Tours are coming back slowly. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited because our Performing Arts Center just got remodeled, so it'll be the first big show in there, and I'm excited to see what it looks like being remodeled. And Hamilton is the first show, so that's kind of neat.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, the footwork and the choreography and how they set it up on the Disney Plus stage, I would have to imagine is fairly similar to what's going to happen on stage live, with the possible exception of the rotating platforms on the stage. I can't imagine that that's something you travel with.
Oh yeah, shows come with turntables all the time.
Do they really?
For a little. I mean, a little behind the scenes. If you don't remember, I work in live theater, and so I used to do, but pre-pandemic, a lot of shows would come into local theater here. But yeah, it's stage decking and stuff. The turntable might not be as complex because that one had inner and outer pieces. But I'm excited to see. I think the other, like the San Francisco residency and the Chicago residency, I believe they had the big turntable. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'll report back in a couple weeks when I have my tickets, and we'll see. But it's but I'm assuming it's the whole big set. The big 3/4 with the raised. I'm just gonna bumble and rumble. So everybody, if you've seen Hamilton, it looks like what it looks like.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's a super fun production. I would imagine it's easier for the ones that have residencies, right? Because you build it and you don't have to destroy it, or have to worry about destroying it if you're moving it from one place to another. So yeah, you have a portable 45 turntable when you're traveling, and then you have the full record one on I don't even know if people know what records are. That's a horrible reference.
I think we've earned that our limits.
No, you know what? Vinyl's back in style. It's been back for a while. With the vinyl's back. Audiophiles, 11 vinyls. They're selling more vinyls now than they did in the past however long. It's back in. I got a Roger Rabbit vinyl at D23.
I have several vinyls.
That was cool. I mean, they're people know a little bit.
Yeah, I have several of those Disney Music Emporium ones. So, all right, look, if you know what a vinyl is, music vinyl, go ahead and leave a comment on the Instagram post for this episode, because I don't know if everybody knows what it is, and sometimes we refer to it and they're like, "What? Vinyl? What is that?" So I just want to know.
Vinylmation?
Inquiring minds want to know. Yes, Vinylmation, exactly. So all of those shows got Emmys. National Geographic got one for Secrets of the Whales for Outstanding Documentary or Nonfiction Series. The Mandalorian picked up at least a couple. They got Outstanding Cinematography for a Single Camera Series, half an hour. Outstanding Stunt Performance, and I gotta say the picture that they used was the one where Din Djarin is flying around with Grogu, just like kind of like cradling him. I thought that was a fantastic scene. They also won Outstanding Stunt Coordination and Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a Season or Movie, and of course they have Grogu just sitting there with his adorable little face. Look at those cheeks, you just want to pinch him. And finally, they won Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Comedy or Drama Series, 1 hour. Congratulations to all of those shows on Disney+. Well deserved. There's a couple things on there that I definitely haven't seen, but man, everything that WandaVision got and everything The Mandalorian got, I have to agree, it was just so well made. I would be proud. And you know what? I love when stuff like this gets awarded to shows, because sometimes people forget that it's not just the people that star in these movies and shows that need the recognition. Sometimes it's the people behind the scenes that put the music together, the costumes together, the stages together. All of the people behind the scenes that help make this production what it is also deserve recognition. So when shows that I really enjoy get, awards like this, it just warms my heart, because I don't think I need to be validated, that it's like, all right, I like something that was good, because I've been known to watch some stuff that isn't that great in the past, but, it's always great to see stuff like this.
Yeah. And speaking of the Mandalorian, I'm pulling this out of left field, but they announced the Grogu balloon for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. You guys see that?
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
It's a Funko Pop Grogu balloon.
Nice. Good choice.
And he's chasing the little ball from the thing. So That I saw that over the weekend, and it looked fun.
I love it. I love it. Hey, out of curiosity, since we're talking about Disney Plus, have you had a chance to see 20-something, the new Spark short?
No, I haven't watched like any of the Spark shorts. I'm so behind.
Oh, okay. So the Spark shorts in general are so well made. It is a bunch of animation that is fairly unrestricted to what we're used to seeing Disney produce. The vehicle is technically Pixar for the Spark shorts, but they've given these storytellers the ability to tell the stories that they want to tell in ways that we've never seen in Pixar and Disney animation. I don't know, man. Every one of them is so well thought out. It's really heartfelt. There's always a really great message in each one of them. And 20-something was just that. So let's put a pin in it. If you can, let's watch them, and if not, we'll watch them. We'll talk about them in an upcoming episode. But anybody that's seen 20-something, you understand what I'm talking about, because I think we've all felt that way before. So I'll leave it at that for now. Hawkeye. We got a trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus series, Hawkeye.
Speaking of musicals.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see that trailer? Or that means seeing that poster?
So the really great thing about that musical is that apparently those posters are going up at the Hyperion in DCA. Now, was that photoshopped or is that really happening? I couldn't tell.
Oh, that's gotta be. I don't know. I guess I would figure first it's Photoshop. That's gotta be. But who knows? That was the first thing that caught my eye. I was like, what? Did I miss out on this?
I mean, I was there yesterday, and I didn't see any posters for Rogers the Musical, so
Okay.
it must be photoshopped. Unless I missed them. I mean, I could have, but yeah, I didn't see any Rogers the Musical posters because, I mean, unless they put them today. The trailer dropped today.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I would say could have happened, that after they closed up the park and they power washed everything, that they said, well, let's put up something new on the marquee. Trailer drops tomorrow. Boom. Rogers the Musical. If you don't know what we're talking about, in the Hawkeye trailer, there seems to be a stage show that is all about Steve Rogers. And there's a dancing Captain America. And I am for this 125%. If that actually became a show and I can go down to the Pantages to watch that, I'd sign up for that.
It's not just dancing Captain America. It's like it's dancing all of the Avengers and villains. There's some screenshots. There's I can see Thor here and Loki and there's who else? There's Black Widow, a guy in a bunch of green makeup. I don't know what that is. I guess it's Hulk, but it's like a hoodie and he's got a green face. So that must be the Hulk.
Gotta be the Hulk.
I would say that's the guy that's about to throw up from all the dancing.
Yeah,
it's
look up some screenshots. There's some characters here that I'm not sure who they are. A guy that's just got like a red shirt with some emblem in the middle. Maybe he's Iron Man, but he's way up on the top. I don't know. It's interesting. The 1 second we saw of Rogers the Musical.
Like, we are all in depth on this musical. Oh man, that's cool.
Well, look, if they replace Frozen at the Hyperion, I mean, I know that there would be a ton of people that would be against it because, Frozen has become a staple at the Hyperion. But Rogers the Musical, man, come on.
Well, you better have some cool stunts that talk about turning stage. I mean, oh, come on. You better bring it. I don't want people in T-shirts and what you were talking about, Andrew. I want, like, full-on costumes and light effects, pyro maybe even.
There's got to be a double turntable.
Yeah. Maybe this is maybe it's a off-Broadway musical in the series. So who knows what we're getting? I'm not sure. It doesn't. I'm looking and I don't see what theater they're supposed to be in on Broadway. So who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But the first I saw of this actually was a lighting designer I follow on Instagram, Mike Wood. He did the lights for this specific piece in the series, and I was like, what is this? And then it was like Hawkeye trailer, and that's how I found out the Hawkeye trailer dropped. So that was fun.
Nice. So what did you guys think of the Hawkeye trailer?
It's a Christmas one. I like Christmas, and that's exciting. So, there's a lady that I don't know, and she apparently is an Archer person.
Yeah. So she's Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. Yes. Okay. There we go. And yeah, I mean, it was silly. It was good. You got a lot of Clint making excuses on the phone to his family. I mean, I promise I'll be home. Rogers the Musical was the highlight for me for the trailer. But yeah, it was good and got me excited for a Christmas series, which is going to be fun.
Yeah, the first thing I thought was the Christmas tie to it. I was like, it's like everybody all these years just to compare it to something. I kind of do get over the point of that Die Hard's a Christmas movie, and I'm like, well, finally we'll have a real action, full length. It's not a movie, but it's a show that's like Christmas related. But I was just maybe question like, what's going to be the action of like the show? Is it a day we're watching, or is this like a week? Like, how is it going to play? That it's like all through the holidays. November 24th, if you didn't see the trailer, I believe is the release date, right? That's what they had posted on there. So that makes sense for timing as you're watching to feel holiday spirit. I just never would have thought it'd be in Marvel. And I think Haley Steinfeld is playing that character. Yeah, she's a great actor, which I'm stoked about. And I do like that Hawkeye they're kind of like giving these backstories of like when we didn't get a lot, but we got like a little bit of information about what he was doing in between the time of when he gets back into the Avengers movies, right? And I feel like some of that past is coming back to haunt him, and now you're starting to say, here we go. Are we going to start seeing like tethers again? Where are we going to see the links more for these next upcoming series, and how does this play out? Because I mean, why are you after Hawkeye? Who is after Hawkeye? Who can it be? I don't know. It's very interesting, though.
I mean, how dare you talk about Christmas and not think about the hardcore action-packed film Home Alone?
Oh, man. Home Alone's a classic.
Home Alone 2.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Home Alone 2.
Classic.
Exactly. How dare you, sir?
I wouldn't say action. Comedy, yes.
Well, I mean, it's action-packed. I mean, getting smacked in the face with a paint can, that's no joke, man. I've been there. No joke.
Whoa. I would not want to be there.
So, I mean, I was pretty excited to see this. I mean, I'm not the biggest Hawkeye fan, but I know that when we started talking about some of the shows that were going to be coming, I did do a little bit of research on Kate and, the character and everything. So I kind of knew a little bit about what we were possibly going to be getting into. So Kate Bishop, it was originally introduced in the comics as part of the Young Avengers, the first issue. And it makes sense because we're starting to see the building of a new Avengers team. And, with the announcement of some of these other characters, with like Riri Williams appearing in, I believe it's Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. The more these characters begin to appear in other series, we already know that Wiccan and Speed were in WandaVision, Wanda and Vision's kids, and they were also part of the Young Avengers. So that could be where we're going with the storyline. It was interesting to see Clint dressed as Ronin. That was his alter ego when he was off doing what some would say non-Avengery stuff, while saying that he was doing Avengery stuff, I guess.
The dark days.
Yeah, those were the dark days of Hawkeye, but he was out there, and that's how he was dressed. At some point in the trailer, Kate says, "You're Hawkeye," because she's surprised that, this vigilante-like dude is also an Avenger. And now she's essentially becoming the mentee of Clint Barton, and she will become the new Hawkeye going forward. I don't know if that means that this kind of means it's the end of Jeremy Renner's character in the MCU, because after this show, he's officially passing it on to the Kate Bishop character, and that's the end. Like, he goes into hiding, and we never see Clint Barton again. Who knows? We'll see by the end of the series. But I'm excited. It looks like we're in for an action-packed, non-Home Alone-y, non-comedy like series. I didn't think about what you said, Larry, about how it could all take place in one day, or if it's over the course of time. I think they could really make it work if it did happen over the course of a day.
That's what I was looking at too. The calls, when Andrew brings up those calls, it's like,
yeah,
I don't know if they were day after day. It would kind of be like, I get it, but if it was like all in one day, like he's supposed to be somewhere like during Christmas. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, it's been done before, and I mean,
right.
it's been done before, and it's been done well. Back in my day, there was a little show called 24 with
24.
Kiefer Sutherland. And let me tell you, the first couple of seasons of 24 were banging. They were fantastically written, action-packed. And if they did something, I don't think we're going to get 22 episodes or 24 episodes. Stupid. It's 24, right? 22 episodes. Come on. 2 of those hours were really long. I mean, I don't think we're going to get 20-plus episodes for Hawkeye. I think it's like an 8-episode series, just like the other ones. But I mean, it would be cool if they did kind of segment it out into one day. I think they could really make that work. That's a good idea.
That's what I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but that's my first thought initially. I was like, because the timeline looks kind of, I don't know, the word timeline I hate using with that, but the way the sequencing was going in the trailer, it led me to believe that's possible, because you see when they meet with each other, it doesn't seem like a lot of times going through anything. That's kind of feels like things are moving fast.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I'm stoked. I want more of the history. I do, like you talked about, the dark days that we saw Clint go through. So I think where his ties to, Shang-Chi just ended. Who knows? Maybe there's some ties there, because he looked like he was not on this continent during that time when he was there. So we will see. Stoked.
Nice.
Also, there's a dog in a headband.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. That's right. That's pretty cool.
Well, if you're excited about Hawkeye, leave a comment in the blog post for this episode. We love to hear how you are feeling about this one. And, how do you feel compared to some of the other stuff that we've seen on Disney Plus for these Marvel characters? We got WandaVision. We got a backstory to Vision and Wanda. We got a little bit of forward-moving story with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But, Black Widow, with her film, and now with this one, I feel like you said, Larry, we're going to get a little bit more of that backstory that we haven't had a chance to explore in previous films and in previous shows. So that's exciting, man. I've heard that Hawkeye's a super interesting character, but again, I didn't know much about him. I've only known the little that I've had an opportunity to research just to know enough going into this show. So leave a comment. Let us know how you feel about it. And, we'll talk about it in an upcoming episode. Hey, Andrew, I want to talk about your trip, obviously, because I have some questions. I was thinking about the Muppets, because I know that they gave out the bag for Oogie Boogie Bash. But before we get into all of that, I do want to remind you that this episode of Podketeers is brought to you by a fantastic group of people known as the FGP Squad. Or as we like to call them, our podcast Fairy Godparents. They help us out with a monthly contribution via Patreon. And if you would like more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, head on over to podketeers.com/FGP for more information. On that page, you'll find a list of some of our top contributors, some information about the FGP Squad, and some links to take you over to Patreon to sign up. Signing up as part of the FGP Squad gets you some additional perks like discounts on Podketeers gear, random giveaways, access to our monthly happy hour call, access to our locked portion of the Discord server to interact with other members of the FGP Squad, and much, much more. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Okay, so back to Oogie Boogie Bash. First of all, I super enjoyed watching you post everything because, as both of you know, I wasn't feeling all that great this weekend, and it was my intention to meet up with you guys to, just give you some stuff that I've had for a while for you to say hi and maybe have a churro or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know. Who knows? But sadly, that did not happen. So through your adventures, they kind of cheered me up, I have to admit. The stuff you were posting, especially one post, which we will get to later on in the episode. But before we get into all of that, did you get the Muppets Haunted Mansion bag for Oogie Boogie Bash?
I did. Yeah, it was Muppets Haunted Mansion on one side and the poster advertisement for that new animated film Encanto. I think I'm saying that right. On the other side. So yeah, it's fun. The bags are never big enough. They're so itty bitty, but I'm glad I have it. And then you just get another bag from the store, and then you dump all your candy in there and keep filling up the little bag.
I heard that this one was especially smaller than ones they've given out in previous years. Is that true?
It seemed about the same size. I'm not 100%. I don't have my other ones. I keep them all. They're all in storage, so I'd have to go and compare, but it seemed about the same. I mean, I just dump it in the bag and keep going. Between me and my wife, we got over 15 pounds of candy.
Yeah.
And
I like how you weighed that already.
When I got home, I said, "Does this weigh more than our dog?" It doesn't, but it's pretty close.
That's good logic.
So we got quite a bit of candy. We hit every trick or treat trail but one, so that was fun.
Nice. Well, before we get into that, since we're talking about Muppets Haunted Mansion, let's talk a little bit about the guest stars that were recently introduced, or that we were recently introduced to.
Yeah, over the weekend they announced. I was kind of excited. I was like, "Oh, we're getting Muppet Haunted Mansion news," and they announced who's going to be playing the singing busts in this special. And now I don't know how big a role any of these are, but these were on the official Muppet page. And so our 5 singing busts are, if you know the people, Sky Jackson, who I'm not sure who that is. I believe possibly a Disney Channel star. Pat Sajak, everybody knows from the Wheel of Fortune, right? Wheel of Fortune? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Jeff Knightley, who I looked up once, and I think he's some kind of video game person. Justina Machado, which I believe she was on a series called
Elena of Avalor.
Is that what she's on?
Yeah.
Okay. I think she was also in a One Day at a Time remake. I think she might have been the main person in that.
I didn't know that.
And then the last one was Craig Robinson. You might know from The Office or many, many, many other things that Craig Robinson has been in.
Yeah, Sky Jackson
Brooklyn
is from
Nine-Nine.
Disney Channel. It took me a moment to recognize who you were talking about, but she was on the TV show Jessie and Bunked.
Yeah, and everybody's made up to look like busts in these pictures. So even if I like the picture of Craig Robinson, I know Craig Robinson, and if I just was shown the picture, I couldn't tell you that it was Craig Robinson.
Interesting.
So yeah, they've got him made up like the bust. So it'll be interesting to see that. And then just earlier this afternoon, they announced another crop of guest stars, and these ones are. Okay, I'm going to screw all these names up. I'm sorry, everyone. Jeannie Mai, M-A-I, last name. I'm not sure who that is. And then Machete himself, Danny Trejo.
Nice.
Chrissy Metz from This Is Us. Shazir Zameda was on Saturday Night Live, among many other things. And Alfonso Ribeiro.
It's not
AFV,
unusual.
Fresh Prince, yeah. So I'm excited to see it's like star-studded cast. Hopefully we get. It's not a lot of stars and a lot of Muppets. I want more Muppets than stars, but at least the stars that we have look pretty cool.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for that he's always seemed to be a great actor overall. Is Darren Criss from Glee? I think he's gonna appear in that too. Did you get that one, or did I miss?
That's not in the announcements that came this week. So
Okay.
I don't know what his role is in the show. If
I wonder. That's one I might have blown for everybody, but we'll see.
You heard it here first. We're scooping everyone else on Darren Criss.
Follow him online. I think he's giving it away himself, so he doesn't have like
Okay.
a Marvel gag order. So
Nice. Nice. Can we just talk about the secret star of those posts though? Because
is that wallpaper?
Oh my
is that what
God,
we're talking
yes.
about?
Yeah.
it's got Pepe the Prawn and it's got Uncle Deadly mixed into the Haunted Mansion wallpaper.
we're burying the lead
and
here.
Gonzo. if you can find the top portion, which only one of them really has the top portion, you can see.
Oh,
I'm
you
pretty
just-
sure it's a
I didn't see
Gonzo.
that. Okay, I see it
Ah,
now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back, but I remember the other two characters, and then it was kind of the standard skull that we've seen like yelling in the actual Haunted Mansion wallpaper. But I looked at that and I thought to myself, "Oh wait, I do see it now." I went back and looked
The
at
Craig
it now.
Robinson one, yeah, you
Yeah.
can see it to the right.
Oh, I saw it
think
in the
that's the one I
Jeff
saw
Knightley one.
too.
Oh yeah, the Craig
Okay.
Robinson one looks really clear.
That's definitely a Gonzo.
Oh,
for
yo,
sure.
I love this wallpaper. If I could get a print of this, I would be all over this. I love it. If you haven't had a chance to see this, we'll repost it in the blog post for the episode, podketeers.com/378. But we'll also repost them on Instagram and in the stories because I'm telling you, the guest stars are great and all, but this wallpaper, I need this wallpaper in my life. I love it. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it. And once Darren Criss is announced, he can be like, "Oh, Podketeers announced that way back when." And knowing,
I think there's other outlets.
Knowing-
because he put it like on his own thing.
well, but knowing how things work out, it'll probably happen like the day this episode was released,
oh yeah,
or right
probably.
before. Yeah, you know how Disney is sometimes. They like to listen and they like to just post, and that's how they work. We got this thing going on, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But we're a happy-go-lucky couple. Cool. So let's hear about your trip, because you had a couple of days in the park to play.
Yeah, speaking of spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple days to play Oogie Boogie Bash. How did it go?
It was long. I think we brought the heat with us when we went down because as soon as we left back home, the temperature dropped like 20 degrees, and then it was just blazing hot all weekend. But other than that, it was great. We rode pretty much everything we wanted to do. Magic keys worked the way they should. Everything's on the phone, so that was, seemed to work out okay. Not used to it yet, but using the discounts is kind of interesting because they'll ask you, what do you have a discount, and then what pass do you have? Because you have the different, and then they have to select it on their screen and then scan the barcode. So
Interesting.
little interesting there.
It's weird.
But yeah, so it's a couple different interesting things. But mobile ordering and everything, the discounts were right in there, just like they used to be.
Nice.
So that was good. Yeah, everything seems to be working all right. Indy, except for Indy anyway, and racers. There's a little work needs to be done there, and we're sad that we didn't get a ride on Big Thunder because that's down for refurb. But Haunted Mansion Holiday is great.
Nice.
Get to see that big gingerbread house.
Did it smell?
Everything's looking good in there.
Does it smell good?
I
My main
honestly,
question.
I couldn't smell anything with the mask on.
Oh,
So
no, I
I don't know if it was just I missed it or they're not doing it or what. My wife, she didn't notice the smell either. So I don't know if the day or what, or if they're not pumping it out with.
That's a good
because
point,
everybody's
though. I
wearing
didn't think
masks.
about
So,
that. Ooh.
Yeah, so that was a little sad, but other than that, it was great.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was crowd levels were interesting. Friday was real nice and manageable. It was great. Saturday got a little more busy, and Sunday was just flooded with people. We spent our Friday, we hopped back and forth, and then Saturday we were just at Disneyland, and then Sunday we were just at DCA because we had the party, and we're just like, we'll just stay over here, it'd be easy. And oh man, when those party people started coming in, that place was packed. Yeah, so Disneyland Magic Key seems to work great. We did the Magic Key photo op in Starcade.
Oh, how was that?
That was good. They have PhotoPass in there, little couches for you to rest. There's a Mickey and Minnie meet and greet. Mickey and or Minnie, depending on the time and day and stuff. But the PhotoPass is in there. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you don't go straight to the Starcade. Over closer to Space Mountain, just a little across the walkway from Starcade, there's like a little sign with a QR code that you scan, and you sign up for your place in line, and then they'll text you when it's your turn to enter. Just that way they don't have a ton of people in there. And it took, I think, 45 minutes. It wasn't bad.
I'm liking that system, though. I mentioned that last time I heard they were saying they're doing that. I like that. That's kind of organized instead of this. You get in there and you get this lull of people like you're talking about. You're saying the crowds are fluctuating. So that's kind of cool that they're doing that for the key members. Hopefully they expand that to other things, though.
Yeah, it was nice. It was only, there's probably maybe, 20 people in the whole giant Starcade area the whole time. So it was nice. It wasn't very crowded at all. They had they also had like the preview of some Magic Key holder stuff that's coming down the pipeline, a popcorn bucket, the embroidery that you can get in the hat, that like anything that you can get embroidered. And something else that I don't remember. I swear there was a third thing in there. I think it was like a tumbler or water bottle or something for Magic Key.
When you scanned your barcode and it said, come back in 45 minutes, how long did they give you to enter once that time had gotten there?
I'll have to check. Well, it didn't say come back in 45 minutes. It said we'll text you when we're ready for you. So it only took about 45 minutes, but I still should have the text message in here.
Because I imagine that if they text you and they say you're ready to go, that they're not going to hold that spot for 3 hours, right? They're going to give you a time limit before they let somebody else in.
So the first text, thank you for visiting Starcade. We will notify you by text when a cast member is ready to assist you. And then the second one, a cast member is available to assist you. Please return to the Starcade within 60 minutes of receiving this message.
There it is.
This message does not guarantee access to the Disneyland Resort theme parks.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I mean,
That's
at
good.
least that way you didn't have to wait too long, right? Because
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
if I imagine that if it
let's
was
see.
about 20 people, they had to wait until a couple people left before they let a couple more people in, just to kind of keep that flow that you were talking about.
Yeah, I think they're keeping it pretty sparse in there just to keep the crowd levels low. Because they
got
had the
photo
5
ops.
different photo ops in there. And so yeah, it was real nice. It was, real quick. The couches were all taken up, but we just wanted to get the photos and get going on rides, so that was okay.
Nice.
But yeah, it was Magic Keys seemed to be working okay so far. No hiccups on our end so far, so that's good. And then I was posted on the, like you're saying, I was posted on the Podketeers page over the weekend, so that was fun. Hopefully, it didn't annoy too many people with all the boomerangs that I did.
It was great, man.
I've not really done a boomerang before, or then I did about 100 of them, I swear, on the Instagram. So that was fun.
I loved it.
And so far, my post on turkey leg versus chimichanga. Chimichanga's in the lead. It's like 3-6 or something like that for chimichanga versus turkey leg. So I'm on Team Chimichanga. What do you guys? I know Heyzen's got to be turkey leg.
I was gonna say I think Larry is chimichanga as well, because I thought you're not a big fan of the turkey legs, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm a chimichanga guy.
Yeah, I'm team turkey leg on this one. I want to say that it was Brian that mentioned on that same post. I think he was responding to another comment, probably from Jill, that said the turkey leg because you get more food for what you're paying, right? In comparison to what the chimichanga costs. And look, the chimichanga is nothing to speak ill about. It is a decent sized chimichanga, and it is tasty. Okay, I would not turn one of those things down. But if you're going for all-round heft, for amount of food,
Heft.
and for price, I think on that the turkey leg would win. But the turkey leg is kind of an acquired taste, because depending on whether it's DCA or Disneyland, it's more magical or not. It's a whole other conversation we can get into on another podcast. But on top of that, because it sits in brine for a long time, I've been told that they use the same recipe every single time, but sometimes they are saltier than other times. I will attest to that. And if you're eating a giant turkey leg that is salty, you're going to get thirsty and you're going to feel dehydrated. So it's not always the best thing to eat, especially on a hot day. But on nice cold evenings, like in the winter, they're great. I enjoy me a turkey leg, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like acquired taste. I think it's Anyway, but yeah, so that was fun. But now I guess it's just regular. It seemed like a nice normal trip to Disneyland, as normal as it could be, but kind of felt just like it used to almost.
That's all I was gonna ask.
Lines were pretty good. Still no Fast Pass or Genie Plus or Lightning Lane, so we're still in that world right now. So lines were, at least Friday was pretty decent. Saturday was still not too bad, and then Sunday was just a bad rush for everything. But yeah, so lines are not too bad. But I guess we can jump into the Halloween party stuff, because we did a lot. We made the most out of our ticket. And since we had the other 2 days in the parks and plus the morning, we only rode one ride the whole night of a Halloween party. Just we wanted to make sure we did everything possible that's special event related, because in the past we've we should do some rides, we should do some this, da-da-da-da-da. No, we just stuck to Halloween party, I should say Oogie Boogie Bash stuff. All right, so let me get my map out, and so there were a good number of treat trails. I think they've expanded the treat trails. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 treat trails. 10 treat.
14 pounds worth of Gandhi trails.
16 pounds.
16
15
pounds.
is probably almost 16 pounds, but yeah.
Wow.
It
Sorry.
was
Messing that up.
more than a pound of candy per trail, which was
Nice.
pretty cool. So
We're getting the good Snickers on this trip, kids.
yeah, they had the Snicker brownies in there.
Yes.
Oh, call
Yeah.
that.
Can I just say that this was a lost opportunity for them to pass out Choco Smash bars?
Oh gosh.
I would agree. I had a Choco Smash, by the way. I totally just glazed over that. I finally had one.
Glazed.
It was great.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, it was great. It was, my mini review of the Choco Smash. I loved it, but I wish the caramel was not as hard as it was. Pretty much.
surprised.
It was easy to eat, other than the caramel was just real hard, like it had been in the fridge or something.
I think that's what
hard.
they do. They keep them in a fridge to, keep them in that shape. But considering how hot it was this weekend, I'm surprised that it didn't sit outside for 30 seconds and completely melt.
Well, everything else was nice and melty, but the caramel, because it's right in the dead
right in
center.
the middle.
And so
Yeah.
you take a bite, and the bottom's the brownie, and then the top's that peanut butter and the nougat, which is all soft. And you get to that caramel, and everything kind of squishes out. So the flavor was fantastic. It was huge. I can eat a lot of sweets, and I couldn't. Me and my wife shared it, and I couldn't even finish it.
Rich.
You need it. Maybe if that's your meal, maybe you could have a Choco Smash just for your meal. But I'd
breakfast
bring
Choco Smash. No.
breakfast Choco Smash.
I don't think I could do it for breakfast. I saw your churro
But-
breakfast, and I was like, I wonder if you also got the Coke.
I got the Coke. Don't you worry, I got the Coke. But yeah, Choco Smash. Bring 2 or 3 friends with you to eat a Choco Smash. It's too much.
Nice.
But anyway, back to Oogie Boogie Bash and my paper map. I'll shake it so you can hear the paper map. I'm looking at it. And then there, so it was 10. Yeah, I think it was 10 treat trails, and 8 of them had villains, which was cool. We talked about before. So there was the Cruella one in the back lot, which was very cool. They have the lights going on, the music playing, the screens are doing all kinds of Cruella stuff. They have all the different dresses featured in the movie, like the big garbage bag dress and everything. It was fantastic. That was the longest line of the night. Longer than Oogie Boogie, longer than anybody else. Cruella was the longest line to see.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Can I guess
and then you
what
had
the second one was?
Yeah, go ahead.
Agatha.
Well, I'll have to say I don't know because when I went to see Agatha, the parade was still going on. And so we waited probably like 5 minutes.
That's
so
not bad.
I think we just barely lucked out. But if not, probably Sid was also very long. The 3 new ones seemed to be pretty long.
Yeah.
And then so you had an Oogie Boogie, Mad Hatter, Maleficent was there, and the Evil Queen. So it was good. And Dr. Facilier. They're all in different. Dr. Facilier's in a new spot this year. He's over. There's a little alcove right before Avengers Campus that they just put there. I think it's the old Fast Pass area for Bugs Land.
Okay.
And they kind of just enclosed it, and it's a little area, and that's where they had Dr. Facilier and the little treat trail. So that was good. I mean, all the villains were great. They're, talking it up, hamming it up, getting some good digs on some people. So that was fun. And then we did so many pictures. We made use of the free photo pass, which was included with Oogie Boogie Bash. And a tip on that one is, but if you have a magic key and you go for the days, photos are included. Because we did some other, we did the Incredicoaster earlier in the day, and before the party even started, and boom, that photo, no watermark or anything. So it's not just the photos for the party, it's the whole day that you get that photo pass. So that's, good deal. I'm glad I didn't buy photo pass that day.
No, that would have been a kicker.
But yeah, there's so many photo spots. We got to see Prince John and the Sheriff of Nottingham, Mr. Smee. Who else did we see? Ian and Barley from Onward. We saw Bullseye. We saw Baloo, Cruz Ramirez, Vampire Mater. Who else did we see? Jafar and Radcliffe. And Radcliffe had Percy with him, his little dog, which was cute. I've never seen that before. So that was fun. The character meet and greets or the photo ops, they rotate them out throughout the night. And so we took a photo with Baloo, and that was in the Pacific Wharf area. And then we walked over to Cars Land, and we came back, and then we got some dinner, and Robin Hood was leaving from there. And then we walked past by, and it was Little John. Huh. So it was... Wow. Okay. Yeah, so it was they switched them out all over the place. So it was real cool. And I think the longest line for photos was definitely the Mickey and Minnie, which was in the Paradise Pier area, right there in front of the World of Color,
so
where the World of Color seating.
There you go.
Yeah.
Another hack. Mickey and Minnie is a long wait.
And always. Mickey and Minnie leave during the parade. So make sure if you want to see Mickey and Minnie, you either, they have to get ready for the parade and everything. So they're not there during the parades. And the same with the Dr. Facilier treat trail. That's closed because it's right on the parade route. And also we saw Pirate, Donald, and Goofy. They were very silly. Oh, nice. They were at the waterfall there. So yeah, there's lots of cool stuff. And one thing that because this is the third Oogie Boogie Bash I've been to, and the first time I've gone to the Villains Grove, and that I always thought it was like, it's just like some lights and projections and stuff, and that's what I'm into. And I was like, it's okay, we'll skip it, it's okay. Don't skip this. If you're going to Oogie Boogie Bash, do not skip the Villains Grove. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It is just lights and lasers and projections and fog. But it was fantastic. It was real cool. Kind you get to see different scenes inspired by, I guess, a bunch of different villains like Scar and Dr. Facilier, the Queen of Hearts.
Which one was your fave out of that section?
My favorite one was actually, I don't even know who it was for. There's just a part where they did like so many lasers, just blue and green lasers in the trees. It's right towards the end. And it kind of makes a liquid sky thing, and then the lightning striking, and it was just, oh man, it was beautiful. It was great. And we got a great tip from a cast member, and they said, either do that early or do that late, because it gets packed in the middle. And we did it the last hour, and we probably waited maybe 15 minutes. The line moves pretty quick.
Oh, that's good.
We started the line over by the Grand Californian entrance, the park entrance.
Oh yeah, that's
and it probably only took us about 15 minutes to get up there. So the line looks pretty intimidating, but it moves pretty quickly. But I would recommend doing that towards the end of the night, because the earlier in the night, it's, I think, a little too bright for you to get the full effect of everything. So, and then Halloween Screams, that's over in the other park. The Frightfully Fun Parade. We caught the early parade, the 7:40, I think, parade, just over by. Happened to be leaving the Paradise or the Pixar Pier area, and they were putting the ropes up, and we checked the phone, and it's 5 minutes till parade time, and there was plenty of space over there where we were, just right by the gates where it starts. So we rolled up and sat there and got a prime spot for the parade, and it's just as great as you remember. It's got that song, the Halloween, I don't even know what it's called. It's the best song ever recorded. It's Halloween, whatever it's called. It's a great song. So yeah, all around great party. I'm glad we did it. I don't know. Did I miss anything? You have any questions about it? Because I feel like I'm rambling, and I can consult my map to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I'm glad. I think a lot of it also, I think it was great seeing the progression of the photos that you were posting throughout the day, just kind of walking us through what you were doing. I don't know if you've seen anything posted, but I don't think they changed, or they did the Monsters After Dark overlay for Guardians this year, did they?
Oh yeah, they did.
Oh, they did. Okay, because I didn't see anything announced, and I figured that if they were doing the Halloween stuff there, that they should have done Monsters After Dark.
We noticed it on our first day. I was like, "There's some people walking around in like high vis vests," and I was like, "But they look ripped. What is going on?" Like, I was like, and I looked, and it says like there's the sign outside, closed. And Monsters After Dark will start at 6 o'clock or whatever it was, or 5 o'clock.
What ride did you guys get on?
We did Racers.
Okay.
We jumped in like 5 minutes before park closing, and it was like, okay, just get one. We were over at over by the Grizzly River Run and the photo ops with Radcliffe and Percy and all of them. It was like, we got like 15 minutes. Let's go ride a ride.
There's another hack, folks. There's another hack right there.
Right, get in line. I'm sorry, cast members. I know everybody does it. Jump in line right before park closing, but they expect it. That's the rules. If you're in line, you get to ride it before park closes. So,
but I think
I
think the important question, Andrew, is when you rode Racers, did your car win?
Oh.
It did not.
Oh,
no,
sorry, buddy.
But we got a nice pep talk from Doc over the speakers,
Well,
and
at least you got that.
Yeah. It was okay. It was good. That's another ride that I can talk about that needs some work. Ooh, buddy.
Oh.
But we don't need to go there now. But it was if you're listening, Imagineering people or Bob Chapek, hey, put some money into Racers. It needs a little touching up. Anyway,
I hope so.
Yeah. I don't know. I did forget one thing. There's a Magic Key photo op during Halloween party.
Oh.
And it's underneath the Silly Symphony swings. And it's a Hocus Pocus themed photo op. And so they have the book there and a Hocus Pocus backdrop. And the cast, the cast member was funny. It was like, my wife asked, what's the Winifred pose? And he goes, I don't know. I haven't seen this movie in like 20 years. So we just kind of made it up. But he was good about posing us where it looked really cool. So I think I'm going to change my profile picture on somewhere with that book photo. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, we got, a lot of magic shots on PhotoPass stuff. We got the Doctor Strange, fingers up and doing that. Yeah, exactly.
Open up a portal.
And in front of the Headless Horseman, we got the Flaming Pumpkin. All kinds of fun stuff with the magic shots. So those were fun. And yeah, it was just an all-around great party. We got to see Captain Marvel in Avengers Campus.
Oh yes, there was also
one
that.
of our photo op. I told Captain Marvel about how big a fan Heyzen was, and I asked her, I knew Heyzen wasn't feeling so good. And so I said, can you record a video for my friend? He's such a big fan, and he couldn't be here tonight. And so I go on her Instagram if you want to see the video, but she invited him on the Quinjet. I don't know how you feel about that, Heyzen. It's
Look, I've always wanted to go on the Quinjet, and I always thought that I would become really good friends with Tony Stark, and he would be like, hey, buddy, let's take it for a ride. But that never happened. And now I have an invitation to ride on the Quinjet, and I guess if it's going to be Carol, I mean, I could do worse. I mean, for a ride on the Quinjet, okay, I'm for it. But I got to tell you, man, as you made my day. I have to say that because I was feeling crummy, and then I saw the tag, like my phone just, I got the alert that you tagged me, and I looked at the video. I was like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And I just started laughing. And it was fantastic. I shared it with a whole bunch of other people after. But, I mean, look, if it's Captain Marvel, I guess. Whatever is going to get me a ride on the Quinjet, I'm for it.
Hey, why not? You know what? It's, I think it's, it was a fun time. I'm glad, but you will get some, solace in that we were the only ones in line to meet Captain Marvel.
Oh, I wonder why.
And one thing I forgot that's on this map that we didn't do was it's called Mickey's Trick or Treat, and it's in the old Playhouse Disney Theater.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a little it's more geared for the younger kids, dance show kind of thing with Mickey and Donald and Goofy and everybody. But we were talking to a family that was in line behind us for the Mickey and Minnie meet and greet. She said that was fantastic. The kids loved it. They were dancing around and all that stuff. So I got a recommendation for that. If you're bringing some little kids over, I think there's a ton of show times for it. It must be like a 15-minute show or something. They've just run constantly.
Great.
But glowing review from the family behind us. So if you've got the littles with you.
Did you get an opportunity to try any of the specialty food that they did for Oogie Boogie Bash?
I did not. We were going so quick. I was running crisscross in the park. I did 26,000 steps on that day.
And so that was just from the parking structure to the gate.
Yeah. And then I just rented an ECV at the park. But yeah, 26,000 from the parking structure.
Sorry.
That's funny.
But yeah, we were just going, and I had some mac and cheese at Pacific Wharf for dinner because we forgot to eat dinner, and so that was one of the few things open. And Tina had a hot chocolate, and that's pretty much it we had during the party. We were too busy focused on getting candy.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, a lot of the sweets that they created for Oogie Boogie Bash looked really, really good. I know I had saved an article. So there was the Hades hot dog that I wanted to try. It was like a foot-long hot dog with like lemon pickled cucumbers and oven-dried tomatoes and sauteed peppers and feta cheese. I was like, okay, I am for this. That is something I want to try. And then they had all sorts of other stuff that just kind of seemed like Halloween stuff, like a Cruella brownie thing and Maleficent churro. But there was some that just look like absolute abominations, right? But I'm assuming that they tasted fantastic because it was nothing but sugar. Like the specialty churro that they did. They did a little mummy donut that looked like those old school Chicken McNugget toys from the Happy Meals. The Oogie drink. I think the best part about that is just the glowing dye that you can get, or the glowing dice that you can get. But the Minnie Mouse Witch Shake looked really good. The caramel apple smoothie looked really good. And I hate to say it because, again, it looked like an abomination, but the Oogie Boogie funnel cake fries, definitely something that I would have wanted to taste that day.
I should have done my research. I was just, high as a kite with just having fun at Disneyland. I was like, we're going. Okay. Didn't do any research. Here's the map. What am I going to do? None of that's on the map. So yeah, but we got 15 pounds of candy. I think I'll be all right.
Made out like a bandit.
I know.
Made out like a bandit. I love it. Well, I love it, dude. Thank you so much for sharing. And thanks for posting all that stuff over the weekend. It certainly helped me pass the time, as I was just kind of, trying to, feel better during the day, and that Captain Marvel thing just kind of put it over the top for me. So I appreciate the post.
Yeah, I hope. Hopefully, I didn't annoy everybody else with about 100 posts a day.
So.
But I was having fun posting them.
That's the important part. I don't think you did. It was fantastic coverage. I appreciate you doing that. So yeah, couple tips in there. Obviously, one of the biggest tips, obviously, coming out of Andrew's trip, I think, is if you want to see the Mickey and Minnie meet and greet, make sure that you line up right after the parade, because it seems that if you watch the parade really close to where they're going to line people up for that meet and greet, you're going to get into it super quick since it's one of the longest lines. I think that's super beneficial, especially if you have kids. And obviously what was it called? The dance party one at the Playhouse?
Oh yeah, Mickey's Trick or Treat.
Mickey's Trick or Treat.
At Playhouse Disney. And yeah, do that if you have little kids. Do the Villains Grove towards the end of the night. The lines will be shorter, but definitely do that.
I backed that too from 2019.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things to do.
Nice.
Awesome. Make good use of the photo pass. There's so many characters, so many, rare characters out too. Like we saw Pain and Panic in Buena Vista Street, just out and about. There was, Pirate, Donald, and Goofy. There was just everybody. So, make use of that photo pass. And if you're going for the day, that photo pass works all day. At least for my day it did. So yeah, if you're going all day for the party and you got a magic key, don't buy photo pass that day. And those are the tips, I guess.
Right on.
And, if I forget some, then I'll send them to Heyzen and he'll put them in the blog post.
Yes, indeed. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you have gone to Oogie Boogie Bash and there's anything that you want to share about your experience there, we'd love to hear it. Make sure that you join the conversation over on Instagram. Just search for the post for episode 378. You can also leave a comment on the blog post for the episode, podketeers.com/378. But we'd love for you to join our growing community over on Discord. The best way to join is to either click on the invite in the blog post, podketeers.com/378, or you can go to podketeers.com, scroll down a bit, and you'll find the Discord invite there as well. It's a great group of people. We always have fun chatting about all sorts of stuff, including food at the parks, Disney ghost stories. I mean, you name it. It just ranges from all sorts of stuff. We had a good half an hour taco talk not too long ago, and that was pretty fantastical. So
Don't want
I
to
think I gained 3 pounds just from that
conversation.
taco talk when we did it.
That's funny. All right. Anything else before we close up for the day?
Don't forget to order your Teamboat Willie pin.
Sure.
Support Walk for Hope. Get your Teamboat Willie pin. They're fantastic. We've got ours. Go get them.
Absolutely. Podketeers.com/gear is where you want to go. Obviously, there is a link on the homepage if it just makes it easier for you to type podketeers.com. You can find the link in our bio on our Instagram if you're interested. Again, thank you to everyone that has supported us and has made a purchase for a Teamboat Willie pin, and thank you in advance to everyone else that will purchase a Teamboat Willie pin. So that's it. It's going to wrap it up. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
See ya.
Ooh, spooky season.